Okay, I have no idea why the pictures aren't showing. Um, there we go. Woo! All right, so it's like 10:17. I can only do this for a little bit, but I'll answer more questions later. So, this is questions all about Kcon. You can ask anything, say anything. Um, you guys should be able to see there's a question app that you can use. I don't know why my camera keeps going in and out. It must hate me. Uh, okay. So the first question someone asked me was about getting in line. So doors open, the gates to the parking lot open at 6 a.m. You're gonna go out into the parking lot, come on in. I have no idea why you guys are muted. Um, okay, apparently everyone's muted. I'm sorry, this is the first time I've done one of these. Dawn, you are muted. I don't know if you know how to unmute yourself, but you are muted. Okay, so I'm just going to start with basic line questions, figure everything out. So, the venue is going to open at 6 a.m. The gates will be closed. If you've never been to LA, the gates are closed off and you can't get in. It's completely gated. There will be pathways during the day, but they have them closed down during the um, morning because they don't want like people sneaking in, homeless people, all that stuff. Especially because Kcon gets set up the day before. So what'll happen is that you guys will get there. Gates will open at 6 a.m. Go park your cars. I think parking's $20 this year. It could change, and then you'll go to God, everyone. Uh, wow. So then you're gonna go to LA. You're gonna get into the venue, park, pay, and then there's gonna be lines. I do not know if they're gonna do it like last year or not. What happened last year is that at like 7, they split us into P1, P2, and then everyone else. They might do the same this year. So who kind of knows what we're gonna do? It could be that they're gonna say, okay, well, right at 6 a.m., we're gonna tell you P1's here, P2 here is, and then P3, 4, 5, whatever is over there. But no matter what, there's a different line for each. It just might be they don't split us until right before 8. If that happens, you're gonna just stand around with everyone. And then I wouldn't say there's a mad rush, but be kind and courteous. It's the biggest thing. Last year, a lot of people kind of just rushed, and it was weird. Uh, it's kind of eh. So then at 8 o'clock, they're gonna start registration. And registration, you're gonna hand them their tickets. They check to make sure it's like you have whichever ones. You'll get a wristband for each day. So if you're like going if you have a combo, you're gonna get a wristband. They'll probably do one on each wrist, but it'll be like one for night one for night two. Uh, if it happens that you only have one night, you only get one wristband. They've said you're getting all your vouchers when you check in. So what happens is you get your merch bag. like a Kcon bag. Last year VIP had shirts, had a shirt, had a light stick, like a fan, buttons, and a couple of other items. And you kind of just go with it. They haven't said if, or they haven't guaranteed that you're getting a voucher for each day. I mean, no matter what, if you're a combo, you're getting 6 vouchers, but they haven't confirmed that no matter what, you'll get 3 vouchers for one day and 3 vouchers for another. They said it's possible you can get all Saturday, it's possible you can get all Sunday. And I can't unmute you, Dawn. That is so weird.
Oh, now it worked.
Yay! Hi guys, welcome Dawn. Dawn's part of the Hangout. So, okay, so back to passes. You're gonna be able to go through, you get your vouchers, you can trade them. So if you don't know what a voucher looks like, let me grab the one from G-Dragon last year. I think it's probably like the best thing to use. So give me a second. See my messy room. So this is what the voucher looks like when you get it. Gotta see, it says Kcon. It's going. Each one is different. So it says artist engagement audience. It'll say high touch / autograph session. One says autograph session. There's one for red carpet, and then they put a little like sticker over, and you just lift the zipper, and it tells you either I'm sorry, or viewing G-Dragon, or one of those. It's kind of fairly simple to understand. You're gonna know if you fail. There's no blanks. I know someone was worried about that. There are no blanks. You cannot miss it. It's freaking obvious who you have. So you're gonna get those, and then the line is right at the entrance of the convention. So what they do is they kind of like shuffle you to the side, and you go from there. For example, last year I think I waited in line after the convention for like, or to get into the convention for like 30-40 minutes. We all kind of just sat there and everyone traded vouchers. That's a really great place to trade vouchers. So in case you're like the first couple of people in, just trade vouchers right there. I'm not sure if they're doing a VIP booth this year. We had one last year, but we didn't have one the first year. So if there is a VIP booth, trading there, very good spot. So doors open at 10, you go in. Someone asked about artist engagement times. You will not know till the day of. I recommend signing up for the Kcon text message things because we'll tell you when. Last year we had to go to the info booth and go and grab tickets, they had like these sheets of paper that had the list of everyone's times. They don't say who has who, who has what. You kind of just figure out from on site. Like last year, within the first hour, we knew, okay, well, G-Dragon only has artist engagement. Odds are GD and SNSD will only have artist engagement. The bigger artists tend to. It's a safety hazard. Last year with XO, I don't even think there was a high touch, and then to get signing, you had to buy stuff at the SM booth. It was very weird. Yeah, it's a very interesting thing to kind of go back and forth with it. In terms of parking, if you can park your car there, it's like the best thing in the world. It's expensive, and it's going to be hard to park if you come later in the day, but it's personally, like, I went to my car 12 times last year. So personally, you can bring water in this year, but the last 2 years you couldn't, and I'm not going to trust security to say they'll let you bring it in. So you can just kind of leave it all in your car. We took 2 cases of water and killed them between 3 of us. So, do you guys have any questions? I know you just muted yourself. I can't unmute you. That's so weird. Does anyone have questions? Questions. God, there's no questions. Dawn, do you have any questions?
No, not at the moment.
I do.
Alright, what's up?
Okay. So let's say you check in at like let's just say you check in at 8 o'clock,
Hmm.
like after waiting. Could you leave and then like get back to come back in
You
center at
can.
11 or 10?
Yeah, so there might be kind of a line at 10 a.m. Just because there's all the people up there, and you do go through a security check to get in. They check your bags to make sure you're not bringing any hazardous materials. There's certain like Kcon rules, like you can and can't bring things in. Last year you couldn't bring food in, but I think they might let you this year. There were some security issues with it. But besides that, like, oh my, you can go in and out. You just might have to repay to park. We didn't chance it last year because I'm cheap and I was the only one paying for parking. But I mean, given you can walk outside the gates after you've gotten your stuff, you theoretically could walk outside the gates before you get your stuff. I just would recommend losing your spot in line, unless you make very good friends with the people around you and offer to buy them Starbucks. In terms of that, there's like a McDonald's down the street and stuff that's really popular with everyone. If you want like not to pay $10 for food, if you want like something cheap and a fairly nice bathroom. I was surprised how nice of a bathroom it was. But yeah, no. Once you're in and you've gotten your stuff, you're free to go. They'll give you. I don't know how they're doing the numbers. I'm guessing they're going to be on your wristbands. That they're going to have it. That I mean, they have to have that. There's one wristband for each night to give the Sunday people a chance to get close seats on Saturday. So what'll probably happen is they'll tell your number on your wristband and then just get in line later on. But besides that, you could. I know you said you were flying in. You can go check in, see if they have the list of artist engagements. If they do, I'd take it and then just go back home and sleep for a little bit. If you don't have anything else you're planning on going to early in the morning, did that answer your question?
A bit, yeah. Thanks.
Sorry, I talk a lot. Can you tell? The reason why I make such a good press person.
No. So like after the 8 o'clock at the check-in, they give you your wristband, like the merch and the vouchers, right?
Yeah. So when you check in, what they're gonna do is they like take your tickets and make like a mark on them so that you can go through the line, and they put on your arm the two wristbands if you have combo, and then they'll hand you like, a bag that has everything. A bag, and then they'll pull out. They have like a stack of vouchers, and they pull out the number that you get. Um, that's how they've done it the last year. Everything's like entirely different than the first year of Kcon. The first year of Kcon, it was completely random. If you got a voucher, you weren't guaranteed anything. The only perks VIP had was you got to witness sound check.
Oh, so I was wondering, like, so as soon as I get past that 8 a.m. check-in, can I just like go back to my hotel and take like a fucking 5 hour nap?
Yeah, you can. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, just be prepared that unless if you're not gonna get through that check-in line pretty like that quick. It's usually like two or three people per ticket group. So, especially with the fact now that they're gonna have combo tickets, so they have to doubly check you. It's very time consuming. Last year we got there about 6:15. People had been there since 4 because you were allowed to line up early last year. We dropped like we got in line and we were probably about 150 people back, and then by the time we got into individual lines, I was in the top 60. It took me 40 minutes.
Oh,
Because they're really slow at the beginning because for most of them it's volunteers. It's the first time they've done anything. But I mean, afterwards you literally could go drive out the venue. I mean, you're not gonna have cars, so you can just walk out the venue and go.
what time can you line up this year? What time were you
You can
allowed
line
to?
up at 6, starting at 6 a.m. People who keep saying they're gonna be there early, you can't get in. So they're all saying, "Oh, well, I'm just gonna stand outside." Okay, this is downtown LA. This is like the most dangerous place to be alone at night, let alone with other people. It's a walking hazard. Like I never recommend anyone to go
No,
there.
it's just apparently on Friday afternoon I get to leave from like Connecticut to I'm reaching LA at 11 o'clock at 12 o'clock at midnight. So I'm just gonna just gonna like
Yeah, you're gonna want to go to your hotel.
I'm
Because
definitely
if
going
you
to
go try
like
and stand over there, it's considered loitering, and Kcon's already pretty much said we have no issue calling the cops because there's just so many hazards on their end. Because if anyone does get hurt or injured standing outside there, it's a liability to Kcon, which they don't want. So they're going to be all, oh no, we don't want anyone there, and it's a very valid reason. They have all rights to call the cops if you're there early. The earliest, like, really, I don't want people to go early. I think it's a bad idea. I think it's also rude to the fans who also say, okay, well, I'm going right when doors open at 6. You could be there at like 5:45 kind of deal, and stand outside the gates. But yeah, 6 a.m. earliest you can get in to the lines. Earliest you can get into the area is 8 a.m. Okay, apparently no one loves me anymore, so I'm gonna check questions, see if anyone sent any. Yeah, okay, everyone's dying on me. Yeah, I'm leaving in a minute, Mom. Sorry, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna answer one or two more quick questions, and then I will do another one of these later. Um, so the biggest thing people have been asking is what time artist engagements start. It's really random. Figure they have to fit 5 engagements plus a red carpet plus time in between. On average, the engagements go for about an hour to hour and a half. Um, they're normally back to back, maybe 20 minutes in between. Uh, what happens is they file you down into this kind of outdoor bottom stage that you can only get in by having these vouchers. And the voucher itself will tell you which line of the 3 you go into. If an artist only has Q&A, it's all one line. And they file you in the order you get in. So there's 3 sections. The first section is reserved for autograph. Then there's a barrier, and then it's high touch, and then a barrier and Q&As in the back. There's some press people who get in front, but sometimes there's sparkled without. If there's Q&A only, they fill in everything. So you'll get the first 100 or so people in line will get into that front area, and then back and back and back. Because there's so many people doing them, I mean, Kcon hasn't confirmed that one of the artists wasn't doing it. Didn't say who. Everyone's really speculating it's IU, and I have to tend to agree. If she's not doing it, that means there's only 4 artist engagements on Saturday, and so they could start as late theoretically as 1 o'clock, but they can start as early as 11:30. And if you get a voucher for a group that's already happened, you can't change. A lot of people had issues with that last year, but they say it purposely because they don't want people to show up late and not get their things. They try to keep it as fair for everyone. That's why they shuffle them. Everyone has an equal chance of getting a specific group. So odds are the first thing can start as early as 11:30. Last year, FX was the first group, and they went and pulled people out of line. I don't know how that's going to work this year. It could be that, the first group, they're going to try and give as many people in line, but I highly doubt they'll do that. So, I mean, if you can go early, get your stuff and go back, or just show up. And you won't risk a chance, because if you get it, they'll just pull you straight through the line. But the fact that they're doing things at 10, letting you in at 10, tells me that there's a chance there'll be something at 11:30. The other question someone asked, and this is going to be my last question, I'll do another one tomorrow, guys, because I have to go leave and I'm not finished getting ready, is going to be the whole idea of lining up for the concert. Kcon has said that it's going to be both a security and other people in line thing. Do not be rude. If you have ticket number 100 and you try to go in the first 20, you're going to get kicked back. What'll happen is security actually gives you another wristband besides the one you're already wearing. Last year we had 2. For example, this was P1's wristband, and then this is what they gave us in line at the concert to distinguish you, because they send you 2 different ways in the areas. I was not flipping you off. That's 2 different ways. So you they'll see your numbers. So don't focus too much on that. You can also do it that if you see someone in the line, ask them their number. Like, if you know you're in like the first 200 people, go back like 100 people and find out. Hoon hasn't said what time they're gonna let you line up for that. I'm guessing it'll be around 6. Doors open at 7, and concert starts. Or no, sorry, doors open at 6, so they'll probably let you line up around 5. If that's how they're doing it. Last year we were allowed to line up at 4. 4 is when you could start lining up, and that was the free for all. So I'm guessing they're going to say about 5 this year to get everyone in the venue on time. You'll get in line. There'll be 2 separate lines for P1 and P2. I do not know if they're going to be on the same side of the arena this year or if it's going to be opposite sides. Because of the way the 360 stage is, you can't access P1 now from all sides. For those who didn't go last year, it was an out stage, and then P1 was around the whole thing, and then there was a barrier in the back, and then there was P2. So it just kind of depends this year. I'm hoping it's going to be the same, but who knows. All right, guys, feel free to cacao me or message me on here or on Facebook with more questions. I'll go ahead and answer them tomorrow morning. Bye.